for fuck's sake. There's it. Well, this is a bunch of arse. I can't get this orientation lock off. Sorry, Nick. What can I do? What can I do? What can I do? I mean, I'm not going to sit here like this. It'll have to be that. I've looked at everything within YouTube, and I mean, for fuck's sake. YouTube says, sorry, we're not able to save your video. Well, go fuck yourselves then. Jesus H. Well, I won't be able to see your comments. Let's get rid of that. Let's get rid of that. This is very frustrating because the settings on my phone are as normal. So I should have just been able to, Jesus. Hang on, so what's that then? Wow. So I've no idea what YouTube's doing, but there seems to be a video going on in the background with all of your comments. Wow. So we'll start with Andy Turner. Benny, get it sorted, you're wrongin'. Oh, cheers, Andy. A friend of mine says, what phone are you using? Mine, you're wrongin'. iPhone 14. Very frustrating. Nick Hatton, I've had to put the laptop on its side. To the Saints #1. Hello, you're wrongin'. I don't know whether it's my Wi-Fi's kind of stalling. Mr. John up. Evening, Adrian. Great to see you back again. You're wrongin'. And a good evening to all. Barbara Pape. Good job that I have a monitor that I can swivel. Ever the comedian. My friend said, you should have gone for an Android. Marcia Thompson. Hello, Adrian. Patricia Angeles. That'll do, Adrian. DC Comedy Gold. I bet the convicted stalker's on his cell-floor watching this. Or on his side. Are you on a phone or a webcam? Phone. And Sea Moon Maria. Long time no here. Yay! Leave it like that, Adrian. All right, then. I won't touch it. We'll give it another couple of minutes. Because obviously... Whoa. So I have the chat. I have the... Oh, the uninvited guest. Hello, Adrian. Hello, uninvited guest. Marco, have you got lock on the phone? No, I've checked it. I've checked it 3 or 4 times. And it's... who's blowing me all these hearts? Ah, it's just wrong. Let me see if this works. Oh, dear God. This is very frustrating. Right. Let's see what else we've got here. Marco, check the orientation on your phone. It's not locked. No, I've checked and it's not. Sebastian Hopkins. Hi, Adrian. Used to listen to you on Real Radio in South Wales back around 2000, 2001. Oh, Sebastian. I'm sure you remember some great nights. Andy Turner. That's Apple for you. Mark Bryden. He who dares wins, Adrian. Or is it he who dares, Rodney? Emma, evening, Adrian and all. And EOTS, are we getting extra time? Well, it looks like I'm going to have to, because I've got... right, let me just get myself settled. Get rid of my keyboard. So I've got extra space. Mike C, testing. Lovely, I can see you. Hear that nice young chap off radio. Mike, you very kind. Mr. John Up, it's fine as it is now, Adrian. Let's have some of your interesting chat, please. Yeah, all right then. Andy Turner, I don't fancy Adrian on the webcam. That'll be scary. And Paul Darby, hello, pal. Hi, Adrian. Thank you for your content. Much appreciated. All the best to you. Thank you, Paul. And DC, I'm in Swansea. Are you? I love Swansea. Swansea Jack. And what was that great film about Swansea? Was it Twin Town? Just fabulous. Swansea girls. I'm not going to say anything more. I'm in Swansea. I remember you on Real Radio. Was you the Real Radio renegade? No. Andy Turner says, I see that Philip and Holly are still rubbing on. Pink Roses. Hello. Hi, Adrian. And all. Great to see you better and back. Oh, you're very kind, Pink Roses. Thank you. Twin Town DC. I know it's a great film. It's a wonderful film. Pretty shitty city. Is that? Oh God, that's the algorithm gone bloomin' haywire again. They don't like it, you know. YouTube. Even when it's a quote from a film, they still don't like it. Adrian Allen and Tommy Boyd, Premier League Radio. Chris McLeod. You're very kind, Chris. MIC. Hello from Bishop Auckland, the Prince Bishop. Hello, sir. Chocolate Frenzy. Hello, Adrian and Warren Francis. Yo, fella. Right. I've got some notes. Shall we crack on? And thank you for the likes. It would help if you're here just to press the like button, please. It does wonderful things to the algorithm, seemingly. Light Sky, you got working. Nice one. Richard Barnes. Hey up, Rowan. Hope you're good. Nottingham here. Has it been sunny in Nottingham today? I love Nottingham. I love Nottingham, Leicestershire, Derbyshire. I had the most fun for 8 years. Wonderful, wonderful, wonderful. Pretty shitty city when I went to Llanelli. Pwyuchtad Narte. Or should I say, Tushkeen Bob Sice. Only the Welsh will know what I'm talking about. Some of them are nearly choked on the coffee. Pink Roses. Ooh, Yahida. Pink Roses. As Pink Roses enjoys a glass of Prosecco. Can't do anything about it. I was born there, so it's my footy team. You can't choose your footy team. You can't. Where you were born. I mean, all the Manchester United fans are all in London. So, let's get some... thank you for the likes. Thank you. Let's get some housekeeping done. The next live is going to be next Sunday, same time, same bat channel. Can't even bloody say it. Sunday the 4th of June at 1900. Now, somebody commented the other day saying that, yes, I did pick 7 o'clock on purpose. Any earlier, people were watching the footy. I am a big gutlet, though, because I wanted Everton to go down, and Leicester's gone down. So who's gone down? Southampton, Leicester, wanted Everton down. I'm glad that Nottingham Forest, it's always Nottingham Forest, not Forest. Nottingham Forest have stayed up in the Premiership. Wonderful, wonderful, wonderful. Mark Bryland official channel. Do you live in Sunderland, Adrian? Oh, I say. If so, I'm from Newcastle, the enemy. Do you understand what you've just said there, Mark? I'm red and white. Not a skunk. Sid James Park. I'm only teasing. Oh, Leeds have gone down. Oh, Want at least to stay up just to. But we'll play them next season in the championship. That championship league is going to be some league next year. Andy's given up on this season some time ago. Anita James, hello Anita, and bottle of dog. John Legend, really? Hello John. All of me for all of you. Evening all. And who else? The invited guest. Oh, thank you. Leads have gone down. So, housekeeping next Sunday, 4th of June. Another one, 1900 hours or 7 o'clock if you wish. Tonight is live number 11. And there's going to be a bit of a theme running through this. Chickens. Now, you might understand what I'm saying. You might not understand what I'm saying. I'm not going to explain what I'm saying because it could get me into a lot of trouble. But chickens. We're going to talk about Prince Harry because, he likes collecting the fresh eggs, but he's out staying in hotels and seemingly contacting divorce lawyers. And we're going to talk about that. I just hope Harry doesn't lose his temper and start choking his chickens. We're going to talk about Schofield. He definitely likes chickens. I'm not going to explain it. At the moment, it's damage limitations, crisis management, and have the ITV shares been hit yet? I bet they're so glad that the footsie and stuff are not opening until Tuesday because it's a bank holiday weekend. And before I get into it, we'll keep going for a little while longer. Yeah, wrong. Keith Thomas, hi Adrian. I sung to Alex once on his live. If I know now what he was like, I'd never would have done. LOL. Yaki Da from Llantrisant. See, most people, they see the double L. It's pronounced in a very challenging way for we English. It's you gotta push your tongue to the roof of your mouth. Girlfriend loved it. Andy, I'm an old boy, man. I'm still using chalk on a blackboard. Modern technology, it's beyond me. I mean, so I set my phone up so that it would do a certain thing at a certain time in a certain way. Did it, buggery? ITV shares down 0.91% today. Right, let's get into it. Just because lots to talk about, and if I want to go longer tonight, must be the blue pill. I'll keep going. So, tell your mates. I might be going for an hour and a half tonight because I've got lots to talk about. Anyway, so I'm just going to say thank you to a load of people within their comments that have been very kind over the last week or so. Just being very kind with their words and their support. Because as I say, I was a poorly puppy. I'm not going to play on that. I'm fine now, apart from a bit of a cough. But and if any of your family or anybody else catch up with this, the Rona, the Charlie Oscar video 19, if they do get it, this time round it's a bit rough. But they're not talking about it in the mainstream media at all. They're just not saying anything, are they? Don't know why. Odd. Anyway, uninvited guest. Adrian, I think there's more to come out about Schofield, and it's going to bring Holly down as well, as many knew on ITV that he was dating that young runner on This Morning. I'm going to get to it in a moment, uninvited guest, simply because I knew 3 years ago about the runner. And you can't tell me she sat next to him on the sofa for 3 years and didn't know. It was everywhere. I mean, I know that, radio and telly and newspapers is built on gossip. I heard, and I had pretty good proof. I was looking for some of the pictures that had been sent by friends. Not the ones that are being used in the press now, but ones that had been sent 3 years ago when he was all out. But before I get to Schofield, I'm going to ask you this one question. What do you call a field full of skeletons? Schofield. Barbara Pape, good to see you recovering, Adrian. This latest strain is not pleasant. I've missed a few of your lives and we'll try to be there this Sunday. Take care. Thank you, Barbara. I think I've already said hello to you. Daffy Blue Stripes, hi, Adrian. All's good. To the light sky, Philip Schofield, what a nonce. Correct. Emma L. Schofield began in the broom cupboard, came out of the closet, and then got shelved. Very good. Very, very good. River Queen, so lovely to catch you live. Love from across the water in Dublin, Ireland. Oh, River Queen. I love Dublin. Oy, oy, oy. I love Dublin. My ninja take a few snifters. And yeah, the Guinness does taste different in Dublin. Much better. Much better. I thought his morning show was ace. Adam, yeah, well, no, I'm sure I knew of Tony and his Horny Media, because that was his company that he set up when I'm not sure whether he's still with Metro and Breakfast. But yeah, great broadcaster. Great broadcaster. And he what? Oh, Adrian, so sorry you've been poorly. Don't push yourself too hard. We'll all be here waiting to hear your thoughts and insights when you're fit again. Take care and enjoy the weekend with your loved ones. Thank you, Annie. Annie, what? I appreciate it. Emma L. I didn't realise you'd been ill recently with a dreaded Rona. So sorry to hear that. And I know what it's like having had it twice myself. Glad you're feeling better now and look after yourself. Would love the Vegas baby video first. Would you? Wonder what I can include in that. Tracy Ann Cannon, I didn't know you'd been ill, Adrian. So pleased to hear you were on the mend. Patricia Lloyd, didn't know. Keep getting stronger, Adrian. Marcia Toms, thank you, Patricia. Marcia Toms, I'm so sorry you've been unwell. I'm pleased to hear you are much better. Thank you, Marcia. And Keith James, go Adrian, count us in for Sunday. Cheers, Keith. Ian Brown, surely not the Ian Brown, must be the Ian Brown. Please let it be Vegas, baby. That should be very interesting, Adrian. Loving your work and glad you are well. Thank you. Gary Shabot, I think that's how you pronounce it, Gary. Hi, mate. Sorry to hear you've not been very well. Love your videos. Geshel's shaft soon. Blimey. I thought that was a bit of Yiddish there. That was very clever. Katie Gaston, hope you're starting to feel better, Adrian. And Alan, I was wondering where you'd been, AA. Hope you're on the mend. A couple of pints of Guinness. You see, there's a theme running through this already. Always picks me up when I've been a bit down. See you Sunday. Yeah, wrongin'. I love Guinness. It's interesting how your tastes change as you get older. I mean, I would when I was younger, I would taste Guinness and think, ugh. But I got a pint of really cold Guinness and it was so smooth. And you know, in this weather, in this sunshine, it's been beautiful today. And this bank holiday weekend, I could have necked a few of them. Oh, would that have oiled my throat for tonight? Beautifully. Jeffrey Harris, keep well and be lucky. Cheers, Jeffrey. Chocolate Frenzy. Hi, Adrian. Please do Vegas. You're such a tease. LOL. Glad you're feeling better, all bar the cough. You must get yourself something. You must get yourself something to suck on. That's my advice. Chocolate Frenzy. What are you trying to say? Ice lolly. Thanks, Adrian. I find these videos fascinating. I think the Belfield supporters are negative towards you because they are unable to see or hear the truth about him. Ignore them, keep going, as you have supporters that enjoy hearing your side as someone who knows him personally. Cheers, bud. Tosh, keep well, Adrian. Thank you, Tosh. Adam Bell, Adrian. Yeah, you've just asked me that one. Couple more. Dale Steele, about the cough, I think. Too many hairs in your throat, Adrian. Yeah, short and curly, Dale. Vic, Adrian. I find these videos really interesting. The details and events surrounding the centrepiece are very informative to me. Look forward to seeing the rest of the series. Thanks. And to Paul Mabley, see Dale, I mention it and all of a sudden the cough's back. When I did my MA in radio production and station management, hiya Paul Mabley, yeah, such a thing exists at Sunderland Uni of all places. Media law wasn't really covered much. I'm glad I done it a few years previously. When we needed to do group work, I drove my student chums mad having to correct them. Legal, decent, honest and truthful shall be our watchwords. Lady Macbeth. Thank you, Paul. There's maybe it's for the next live, but I try to find it in my archive. But there's a great media law book that a couple of friends, Paul Hollins and Paul Chandler, they put this book together. They've both got, I mean, decades and decades and decades of radio experience, and it's very simple to read. So if anybody has a YouTube channel and they're not really au fait, they don't really know about law, this book, Media Law, Paul Hollins and Paul Chandler, it's brilliant. It's very simply written, but very powerfully written. So if you do have a YouTube channel, I suggest you try and find a book on Amazon, because they are selling it. Chris Mundy, missed half of this as the missus wanted me to go to the chippy. Chris, you're in good news. I was technically inept for about half an hour, so we've only been going about 10 minutes. Thank you, Paul. Emma, great video, Adrian. You've certainly done your homework and a lot of digging. I knew that this is the convicted stalker, I knew that he'd raised at least 150 grand in donations, as he mentioned it in a live stream once when he was drunk. He also mentioned that he had a war chest stashed away. Could be the donation money he's using for the 2 defamation cases. He was earning a fortune on YouTube whilst asking pensioners and vulnerable people for donations, then rubbing their noses in it by jetting off on luxury holidays, first-class travel and 5-star hotels. What a greedy, grifting conman he is. And to the anonymous, great job on breaking down such a complex topic into understandable parts. Thank you very much for your very kind words and comments on some of the videos. Now, I want to get to, there's really only 2 stories in town this week, Schofield and the Montecito morons. So I'm going to start with Harry and Meghan. You can call me Harry, he said once. Remember when he's like, I'm legging it from the royal family. You can just call me Harry. So the artist formerly known as Prince, now called Harry. I'm hearing, now I don't know where they're getting this from, but there's divorces on the cards. And I don't know about you. Did you see that basketball game on the Kiss Cam where Harry's obviously loves it, loves her, and is besotted by her. So Kiss Cam goes on them. He goes in for a kiss. She swerves it. I mean, it's not like being on the balcony at Buckingham Palace, but she swerves the kiss. And I looked at that and thought, hang on a second. Nah, you wouldn't do that, because the VIPs at this game are going to be told that they're going to be on the Kiss Cam. So they're told beforehand. So she would have known. And Harry went in for a bit of a smooch, and she just swerved it. He wanted, she didn't. So I kind of sat back from it and thought, hang on, billionaire Gordon Getty, because she was seemingly fraternising with billionaires, Gordon Getty being one of them, the Getty family, one of the richest families on the planet. And also, I don't know whether you knew about this, but the billionaire John Caldwell, he's the billionaire that set up Phones for You. She was over his house in this country at a party in April. No coverage of that. Did you see that anywhere? And now it's coming out that Harry's sleeping in a hotel. They've got 26 bedrooms. Look, hands up, everybody has had a bit of a spat with the missus or with a mister or him and her indoors. We've all, sometimes had a bit of a... And all you do is you take you off to the spare bedroom or the garden, pitch a tent, or go for a walk until you calm down, and then you come back. And I mean, I'm talking from personal experience, obviously. You come back, have a cuddle and say, I'm sorry. And then you just work through it as adults, as you do, because that's relationships. They're up and down, in and out. So, you work it out as adults. But Harry's sleeping in a hotel, 26 bedrooms in their house. That's not a house. That should have its own postcode. Sky News Australia today are saying Harry's contacted divorce lawyers. Now, there are some people in this country that would be going, hurrah, because they want rid of her. She's labelled us, me and you, racist. She said we're racist. The royal family's racist. Institutionally racist. We're all racist in this country. I think she needs to watch the film 13. Won't go into it now, but if you get the chance, watch a film called 13. Don't know whether it's on Netflix, but let me tell you, if you want to look somewhere that's racist, 13. It's all about the prison service in America. It's a business. It's a profit centre. And whom do they make the money from? She needs to watch that film. Paul Burrell, he's come out today and said that Harry's staying for the kids. Oh, dear. Some people just talk out their derriere. I swear. Why? Harry's not going to stay for the kids. They belong to the crown. They're in the line of succession. They belong to the monarch. So it doesn't matter what she does. It doesn't really matter what he does either. If they divorce, they become ward of the crown. It's as simple as that. Pink Roses, there are rumours they are coming back to the UK. I was going to tackle that, Pink Roses, because I don't believe that they are. She would never come back here. Can you imagine? She'd be pelted with rotten tomatoes if she drove down any of the streets in here. Blimey. No, I think what they're doing there, Chris Mundy, if they divorce, she'll end up in an accident. Katie has been refused visits twice. This is from Pink Roses again, not sure why. So Katie wanted to go and visit them and she's been knocked back. I think the reason why they may want a domicile in this country is because it saves him a shed load of money in America because he's domiciled in this country. So I think the rumours about him and them wanting to come back to this country is just a ruse in the media to say, oh, yeah, I've always lived in England. Yeah. DC, I nearly spat my coffee out there. DC says, my ex-missus was having an affair and I only found out when I seen my dog take my slippers next door. That's probably funny. So I think it's media. It's mainstream media. It's just fluff and nonsense. It's not real. It's not real at all. They will only say that because it's a tax ruse. It saves them a load of money. If they've got 100 million in the bank, in a bank, somewhere, it's a tax dodge. Well, not a tax dodge. It's legal. He can get away with it. Oh, yeah, River Queen. Poor Has in his lamb to the slaughter scenario. I was going to say, if you look at, I tend to take a step back. So if Sky News Australia, who are pretty good, and they've said that Harry's contacted divorce lawyers, is it him spitting his dummy? Is it? I mean, I was once told that, how can I put this? Yeah, Prince Harry, if it comes out about Prince Harry, it'll make Prince Andrew look like a choir boy. Quote. And I was said, well, give me some evidence. Tell me, what's your source? And I'm not going to bring it here because it would get me into a whole load of trouble. And so I took a step back from everything. GB Patriot, Harry will be kicked out of the USA soon over his drug taking. Yeah, there is that. But is she fueling that? Is she, if there is divorce, they've got to have grounds. Because there was no celebration of their 5th anniversary, the 5th wedding anniversary the other day. Were you waiting for the fanfare? 5 years. None. Not a peep. So they didn't celebrate it. There's definitely something going on. But as I say, I'll take a step back and look at the whole vista, the whole thing. Why did Meghan sign with the William Morris Endeavour, WME? They said she wanted to focus on building, they wanted to focus on building Meghan's global enterprise. She's the Duchess of Sussex. She's in the family with one of the oldest bloodlines on the planet. They're not short of a bob or trillion. Why would you want to go and do that when Harry is the key to the chest? Unless they're already negotiating separating. He's sleeping in a hotel. He's got a permanent room booked. Permanent. I mean, is it because he's, him and his blazing squad in the hotel? But then again, she's probably into it. I mean, her second marriage. By the way, I've got a brilliant photograph that I'm going to make a video about that's going to make your hair curl. I mean, literally make your hair curl. Because what you've been told about Meghan, it'll be blown out of the water. So you know how they told you that she's only been married. This is the second marriage. Wrong. Before Trevor Engelman. Honestly, well, I think I need to not say what I was about to say because something really weird just happened with my phone. I swear, it's like having a picture of Princess Diana in the car after it crashed. Wouldn't have one of those, would you, Adrian? Kathy Harper, it's a third. I know, Kathy. In this picture, it's. We'll get back to Meghan in a second. I just want to go off on a slight tangent and then come back. It's interesting that when there's arguments going on, and we're kind of seeing stuff in the mainstream media, things start appearing. And I'm not going to name my source, obviously, but I've got this picture of a pregnant Meghan with her first husband. That should be on the front page of the Sun, but it's not. So Trevor was a second, Harry's a third. Who's going to be a fourth? Oh, there's going to be a fourth. I mean, I look at Harry and think, you know, he dotes on her. He loves her to bits. Genuinely loves her to bits. But you can see in her eyes. My mum taught me well. And my radar starts pinging when she comes into frame. She's the kind of woman that you run 1,000 paces away from immediately. But Harry, he loves her to bits, man. Can't knock the guy for that. Can't knock him at all. So let's get to the car chase that wasn't. Because this car chase in New York City, they obviously wanted to use it for a reason. And it's this IPP, which I'll get to in a second. But they just come across as a circus act. That's all they are. Thankfully, they're not my clowns, not my circus. But they're just turning into this is a royal prince, a blood prince that's turning into a low-grade reality star. I mean, they come out of Hertz Rental. And the symbolism wasn't lost on me. Hertz Rental. So can you rent by the half hour, by the hour, by the half day, or the full day of the week? You know what I'm saying. And I know that he keeps saying, look, the camera flashes are going off and it reminds me of my mum. I wouldn't wish that on my worst enemy. But this guy has served on the front line in Afghanistan. They're not pointing guns or grenades or bombs. They're pointing cameras. He has served in Afghanistan on a few different tours. So surely his kahunas are slightly larger than how he's portraying himself. Now let's get to this IPP status. Internationally protected person. I will guarantee you, with everything that I've got and I am, that it's what she's after. Not him, her. Why? Because it's for life. Once you're awarded internationally protected person, whichever country you're in, they have to protect you, whether it's Canada or America or the UK or anywhere else around the world, as an internationally protected person. And there are conventions on it, diplomatic conventions that have been around for 50 years. It's for life. He's a blood prince. He doesn't need that. But here's the thing, and it is a thing. When you're an internationally protected person, you are allowed to carry a briefcase in and out of any country you wish without it being searched. Leave that with you, because I know you're sharp enough and I know you'll get this. An internationally protected person is allowed to take a briefcase, little hand luggage, off the plane through the airport without it being checked in any country, because they're an internationally protected person. It could be full of sensitive paperwork, so it's never checked. wants to be Diana 2.0. Thank you, Marcia. She's not even a pound shop, Diana. And I want to just kind of give you a heads up. Omid Scobie, he seems to be their mouthpiece. and he's got a new book coming out in August. It's called Endgame. And that's not even original. Have you seen The Windsors with Harry Enfield on Channel 4, the TV series? Chris Mundy. Money from Saudis for daddy. No, that would be in a carrier bag. Adam Jobling, that's wrong on every level, that. Evening, Adam. So Omid Scobie has named his new book Endgame. I don't know whether he thinks that they're going to bring the royal family down. Absolutely, categorically not. But I mentioned The Windsors on Channel 4 because I went to the theatre to see a fabulous little comedy called Windsor's Endgame. I wonder where Omid got his inspiration from, but it starred Harry Enfield. And it was Charles and Camilla and Katie and William and Meghan and Harry, and it was just proper funny. I can't repeat any of the gags here. I mean, they called Kate Two Cocks Kate. Don't know why they would do that. I don't know what they meant by that. I'm just, that's what they called her in Windsor's Endgame. You can make your own gags up. I'm not going anywhere near it. Hazem, I have $10 million, and what do I do with that? Adam Joplin, shocking. So the other thing I think around Harry is, because it's only one of two stories, I'm getting to Schofield in a second. I think, he may have all the privilege, he may have all the money, he may have literally anything he wants when he wants it, except I just think he wants to be loved. I'm sure he was getting to a point in his life where he wanted kids. Now, I don't know where it is now. The Revenge, the Tom Bower book. In that book, he talks about Meghan not being able to have kids. He talks about how Meghan fell pregnant with her first husband and had to get rid of it. There's no shame in that. But they took away her ability to have kids. So I don't know how that sits with Harry wanting kids and knowing that she couldn't have kids. Because seemingly, she's carried 2 full term. How does that work? You can't have kids, but you carry 2 kids full term. Telling you, they're his, not hers. And if they divorce, they will be subsumed into the royal family. Oh, one of the oldest bloodline on the planet. And she's picking a fight with them. Whee! They are the ward of the crown. So, let's have a look at some of your comments. Adam Jobling, proper funny. You can take a man out of the northeast. Zippy off Rainbow. Evening, Adrian. Evening, Zippy. Peter Howells, when they gave up their royal status, they lost their IPP protection, Adrian. I agree. But so this spat Harry's having, it's all about IPP. This car chase, well, I don't know what it was, in New York. I mean, if you've visited or you're from America or New York, Manhattan, blimey, you can walk quicker than you can drive. And they're saying, oh, we drove around for 2 hours. I'm sniffing an agenda here. And the taxi driver went, yeah, well, they flagged me down and they got in, one of their protection men, and then we drove around for 10 minutes and then I went back to where I picked them up and dropped them off. And they had 4 SUVs. So Harry and Meghan, well, you know that the protection will have protection in the other 3 SUVs that they're not riding in. River Queen, oh my God, does she truly love him or just playing a role? I think she's just playing a role. I mean, she spent millions on clothes, just on clothes. I mean, it doesn't get any higher than that. But why would you leave that? Haz is in denial. Trauma bonded to his Haz napper. Very insightful, River Queen. Thank you for that. LCG, rent a womb. And Peter Howells. Oh, yeah, you've already done that. Thank you, Peter. So the IPP, I don't believe is for Harry because he's part of the royal family. He will always have protection. Always. Wherever he goes, any country. She won't. So if they do divorce, what was I told? If they divorce, she loses the title. She will lose the IPP status unless it's awarded. And if it's awarded, then she's got it for life. Oh, can you imagine? She'd be insufferable. Oh, Chris, I can't repeat that. I mean, I wish I could, but legally that would put me in very dodgy ground. Alan, but who was chasing who? It took the paparazzi. Very good, Alan. It took the paparazzi 2 hours to shake them off. Chris Mundy, what are the odds? Oh, I'll go. Allow me to kind of swerve that one, Chris. Tony's Radio Jingles. Tony Mullins. Adrian, great to see you on YouTube. You are king of reinvention. P.S. Love that wall behind you. You want to have a look at the other videos. It's got some century stuff. There is a picture of, thank you for mentioning that, Tony. There is a picture on the wall behind me, which you'll have to look at in some of my videos. It's me and the Chippendales. Now, I know you can turn around and say, Adrian, almost impossible to tell the difference between you and a Chippendale. It was on City FM in Liverpool. Do I tell that now? Have I got enough time? Ish. So there was the Chippendales were appearing in Liverpool somewhere, and I was doing afternoons on City FM. Great station, great bunch of lads that were there. I had the best time on City FM, and the Chippendales wanted to come in. They said, "Oh, Adrian, you can interview them." Eots, you're wrong. And Chippendale, were you a chest of drawers? Do you know you can fall out with some people really quickly? Keith Thomas, Adrian, remind everybody to give a thumbs up. It always helps. Yes, please. If you can, just press the thumbs up while I tell you this story. Because it's obviously I've got to sanitize it because it's a bit fruity and it's a bit tasty. So they said to me, right, well, Chippendales are going to come in. You're going to interview them. It'll be brilliant. So 4 of the Chippendales came in. This must have been 93? Yeah. But, where was it, 93? Yeah, 93, give or take. And so they came in, and they were really nice guys. I mean, so handsome, you just wanted to smack them on the nose. I mean, proper handsome dudes. I can understand why lights guys going, come on, get on the Philip Schofield. I'm going to tell you a mucky story, man. So the Chippendales come in, handsome as, and they were talking to me about Pet Shop Boys and Erasure. Clue. And anyway, the women started sending body parts in the fax machine. So they were either sitting on photocopying machines and sending their body parts into the Chippendales. They weren't interested. Obviously, me and the other heterosexual males in the building were like, blimey, have you seen these? Look, whatever gets you through the night, darling. But it was legendary. Those body parts that came through via the fax. I mean, this is prior to internet and email and stuff that we take for granted nowadays. The only thing they had to get into the Chippendales was a fax machine. Nearly blew up. It overheated. Nearly blew up. Tony's Radio Jingles, that City FM tower is iconic in Liverpool. We were on Stanley Street. I worked on Stanley Street, not in the tower in Liverpool. Stanley Street was fabulous. There was another. Have I told you the Bros story before? I'll do it in a second. I want to get to Schofield. I might round it off. I did say that we would keep going until you had your full hour. So we've only done 45 minutes. You've still got another 15 minutes left. Bless you. Otherwise, customers will be kicking off. Let me just write that down so I don't forget the Bros story. You know, as in Bros, I owe you nothing. I mean, they were very beautiful men, but I've never, apart from Take That in Leeds, I've never seen women react like it. I mean, I don't scare easily, but I'll tell you in a second. Schofield. He's toxic now. He's toxic. He's done. But I will tell you this. I've known he was gay since the mid-80s. Now, I sat with someone who shall remain nameless in a place that shall remain nameless. I mean, he's admitted that he's gay, but back in the day, in the 80s, I was told categorically. Hey, Tracy, sorry I'm late. What you like, woman? Just wanted to say hello, my friend. I'm off out. Oh, it's all right for some, Tracy. Have a little snifter for me, you're wrong. Andy Turner, Philip and his super injunctions. He's trying to stop stuff, is he not? Well, so I knew this person categorically told me that Schofield was gay. So for me, it was more shocking when he got married. They'd been married 27 years. What is that? Mid-90s? That was more shocking to me than him coming out as gay. Because it was like, well, yeah, of course. There's no super injunction. He's made a statement either yesterday or today, and there is no super injunction. That's out of Schofield's mouth. No super injunction. But I heard Paz 49, he said that there was an injunction in place and it ended 3 years in June or July. Do you know what the thing that I knew and have known for nearly 40 years, but the thing that really doesn't sit well with me is the portrayal of his wife. Been married 27 years. Now, I understand how telly, radio, print media works. It's a cesspool of unimaginable proportions. I get it. I get some of the stunts. And I know things that I haven't brought here yet. And my gay friends knew they were gay from as far back as they can remember. Some struggle, men and women. Some struggle, some don't. Some are happy to come out. Some are happy just to be undercover and not non-seen and just, live their life as they see fit. So how did he work out? He was gay 3 years ago. He's been married for 27 years. It's the wife I feel sorry for. It was similar to Michael Barrymore. Barrymore coming out and saying he's gay destroyed his wife. Now we can talk about Barrymore in a different video. ITV again, another big star. But did Schofield work out he was gay? Or did somebody else work it out for him and say, oi, bonny lad, we've got a story. So this is how it works with the media. Spilling coffee now. If you can remember the News of the World and the Sun and the dailies, you would see stories of men with lap dancers. Can you remember those? I'm not going to go into individuals, but it was the norm. If there was a gay man that was about to be outed, suddenly a lap dancer would come forward and go, "Oh yeah, we had a dance." It's a euphemism. And people will go, "Oh, hang on a second, right, well, that story's not going to stand up because all of a sudden he's heterosexual with a lap dancer." That's how they got round it. Others, they would get the story from someone and then they would doorstep that person and say, "We've got it, mate, we've got it that you're gay." And there was some very tortured souls that were outed as gay. Now, this is 2023. I don't believe that people care. We don't. I think the thing that people care about is somebody lying. And Schofield, we don't know which bit of the story is a truth or a lie. Because if you look at his whole story, it seems too convenient. It's been linear. Now, this kind of story isn't linear. It's messy. It's all over the place. Everyone who, sorry, this is uninvited guest. Everyone who presented with Schofield on this morning must have known what was going on. ITV must have known what was going on between the runner and Schofield. And I think this isn't the end of it. I agree with you. I agree with you. Now, that runner was 10 years old when he first met him. 10 years old. So what's going to come out now? I mean, he's not going to be as bad as Savile. Surely. I mean, as Zippy Off Rainbows just said in the comments, surely you don't wake up in your 50s as gay. I'd have thought a person would know at an early teenage years. Yes, of course. We all find ourselves sexually in our teens and 20s as we start growing and maturing and finding the world and getting our own discipline after our parents have, like, you can't do that, you can't do that. You find yourself. That's what life is about. But Scove? Now, his brother's a convicted sex offender. Convicted. Schofield knew 6 months ahead of the trial. Now, I don't know about you, but if I was told that a relative was up in court for sex offences against kids, I wouldn't keep it a secret. I'd be shouting it from the bloody rooftops. After I'd given him a kicking in private. Obviously, I don't advocate violence, but all he did was he came out and said, oh, he's not my brother. Well, thanks. Convicted sex offender were kids. And you go, oh, he's not my brother. I agree with the uninvited guest. I do believe that there's more. You don't just suddenly get into your 50s and go, I'm gay. I mean, so let me just make this point to you. 3 years ago, as I said, did he decide at that point he was gay, or did somebody decide for him? What was coming out? And this story just appears to be like A, B, C, D. It's so linear. It fits perfectly together. That tells me it's either crisis management, it is damage limitations, it is they've got PRs working on this. They've got some very clever people working on this story and managing it. Crisis management. They've got someone or a team managing this. So it'll be, you say this, you do this, you say this. I agree. 3 years ago, when Holly supported Phil on the sofa and said he wanted to present this statement to the world, I knew what was going on with the runner. It was everywhere. I have friends sending me pictures. It was everywhere 3 years ago. So who in ITV knew 3 years ago? Who? Philip Schofield, toxic. He's never going to work in TV again. People won't watch him. They won't watch him. People are saying, oh, well, he might go. Somebody the other day said, oh, he might go to LBC or he might go to the BBC. No, he's toxic. As a brand, you can't get round this. You can't. So either, knowing what I know, I believe that either there is more than one that he's danced with, and that's going to come out, or the other people involved have been bought off with millions. And there's an NDA, non-disclosure agreement in place, so you can't speak about it. It's a legally binding contract. You get the money, you shut your mouth. Oh, that's gone on for donkey's years. So I don't know whether that's in place. I'm not going to name the young guy, but Schofield met him at 10 years old. They're now trying, I think it's on the front of the Sun today that I've read, I've got with me. Holly, Phil lied to me. No shit, Sherlock. But we all knew 3 years ago, Holly. Tell us, when did you know? Don't tell us this week or last week, because I'm not sure people will believe you. 3 years ago. Everybody in ITV. When did they know? And like that, the statement that was made last Monday with Alison Hammond and Dermot O'Leary and all the others. I mean, Dermot O'Leary, blimey, he looked as if somebody had stabbed him and said, you can bleed out on TV. He wasn't best happy at all. Oh, interesting. GB Patriot. Plenty on the net about his time in New Zealand. Why did he leave there? That would be curious. Was that when he was touring Joseph? Interesting. Like Sky. Yeah, he was 10 years old. There's pictures doing the rounds on... this is the problem, you see. Mainstream media can be controlled. But social media, the minute something goes out, ping, it's everywhere. So there's a picture of Schofield with 10-year-old. The boy that went on to be a runner. The boy that was ambitious and wanted to work in the media and wanted to be famous, I'm sure. There's nothing wrong in that. But and who's this Simon Schofield? They're saying he's a friend of Philip Schofield. Both got the same name. But like you, I'm not easily fooled. And there is other things coming out unless they've got real professionals on this job that'll squash it. Holly will go back. There'll be a bit of dancing for a week or two. It'll get a bit bumpy, but they'll manage all of that. They'll manage the mainstream media, and then they'll get back. Unless, of course, they just ditch the whole show. They kill it off, let it go, never to come back. And then people will stop asking questions. But I don't think this is finished by a long stretch. Bing Rose, the show business is full of fake and unpleasant people. Oh, I can stand for that. The uninvited guest. Wasn't Holly supposed to be one of Schofield's best friends? Best friends normally tell each other secrets, and I think Holly knew long before she is making that out that she knew. Long before she is making out that she knew. Phil Sumner. Looking well, Adrian. Glad you're feeling better. I was hoping this COVID was coming to an end. Clearly not. I agree with you. This one's cheeky. This one's not great. I mean, I had COVID about 18 months ago and dealt with it adequately, but this one just knocked me for 6. I ended up in A&E. I did think, I'm not going to play the drama queen. Annie Watt, the management must have had to answer for this situation. Yeah. And what about his agent? Did they not know? Andy, I think his agency have ditched him. And I think he's a shareholder. So he's gone from that agency. TV's not going to touch him. So Zippy off Rainbow. Yes, agree. Holly must have known. River Queen, she said forever to him on the sofa. English bottle cap. The entire affair is giving Holly wrinkles. Great makeup artists on the telly. And Frida Hallworth, didn't Simon Schofield manage the theatre group where the runner went to? They're going to have to try and find a simple way. Keep it clean, simple, so that the furore will die down. I don't think it will yet. If there's any more to come out, they will have experts dealing with this. They will. Doesn't come out. Some very special PRs that just clean things up so it doesn't affect. Because you're talking millions and millions of pounds that people... He was supposed to be on between £600,000 and £700,000 a year. Nice. He's been given 6 months payoff. So he's had at least 300 G's in his trouser pocket to go away and keep quiet. Or certainly allow ITV to put out press releases that he will condone. Oh, EOT says he also signed the company over to his wife in March 23. It just gets murkier and murkier and murkier. I wanted to talk about, just to give, and again, just to give you a heads up, the Nicola Bulley case is in the coroner's court in June. Is it the second week in June? So keep your eyes open for that. The press will be all over it, or they should be. I was going to ask a question. We can elaborate on this at a later date. But didn't Rich Boy Sunak give President Macron £500 million to stop the immigrants coming across the channel? So how's that working then? 500 million for what? Nothing's happened. And maybe I'll do a video about this during the week, but this Mizzy, the TikToker, Bakari Bronze O'Gara, Mizzy, the TikToker. So he's been arrested for interfering with the safety mechanisms of a train. This boy is in a whole world of pain. So he thinks it's clever to nick an old girl's dog, or destroying library books, or charging into someone's home. This is the thing that got me. He charged into somebody's house and he's videoing it. And the guy, the husband, the father in the house shouts at him, "I've got kids. I've got kids." I mean, still, that gets me. A father of children. Someone's charged into his house. How's he going to defend his home, his wife? His first thought is just telling them, "I've got kids." I have no idea how I would react in that situation. But I know I'd probably end up in jail. Because that's not... These kids think it's funny. They charge into somebody's house, putting them in a state of fear and alarm. That's funny for entertainment on TikTok. Jumping into somebody else's car thinking it's funny. No. This is antisocial behaviour at best. And when he was speaking with Piers Morgan, he used the race card. What have we done to raise these kids? They're feral. They're just off doing whatever they want, thinking it's entertainment. And other people are suffering, traumatised. That guy, "I've got kids." That's going to stay with me for a long time. And now this guy thinks it's funny. He's gone onto a train. He's been interfering with the safety mechanisms of a train. And he'll go to jail at some point, and he'll turn around and go, "It wasn't me. It's society. I've been fitted up." No. Scum, scum, scum sucking pond life. So if you can just give me a few likes, that will be magnificent. I've stayed a little longer due to the technical issues that I had at the beginning of the live. We will do another live next Sunday at 7 o'clock, 1900 hours next Sunday. It's not a bank holiday weekend. Whatever you're doing, wherever you're going this weekend, I hope you have a good time. I hope the weather stays good for you. You can either enjoy it with your family, or you can enjoy a little snifter, because it's beer garden weather at the minute. And I wish I could join you for a little live now. But my name's Adrian Allen. Thank you for your likes, your subscriptions. Don't forget to press the likes for me, because that would help the channel amazingly. But thank you for your indulgence this past hour. I hope it's given you some insight, some entertainment. And there's more videos coming. I'm going to record another one tomorrow. Shan't tell you what it is. You're just going to have to subscribe to the channel. Make sure your subscriptions are still there. And I shall see you in the next video. Have a good night.